Well, good morning, guys and girls. 3 weeks and 6 days out. Today is going to be a high day. So we are going to go in with 250 grams of protein, 750 carb and 50 fat. That has been the high days that have been doing the job for me. And today's a leg day. So you are going to get to see a little bit of what we do for higher day foods and what we are going to do for my big old leg day at 3 weeks and 6 days out. Condition wise, we are absolutely on track. Hit a new low of 244.9 pounds, and condition is definitely getting close. As you can see from the face is coming in. We're on track, we're feeling good, we're feeling positive. We're doing exactly what's necessary to get the job done. Today, the plan is to keep my steps nice and low, so I'm only doing a little brief walk around the wood, and then I will pose, take some pictures today, eat my meal one, and crack on with the day. I also reduce my caffeine intake on high days, especially when my expenditure is lower, which expenditure has been much lower these days anyway, as we have recently reduced the steps down to 8,000, but body fat's still been coming down. So the plan is to simply feed up, relax, drop some fatigue, and tomorrow we'll get back to business and back to digging. So I shall keep the updates coming through. For now, however, I am going to take a little bit of a walk in the woods. I've already had a very intense morning as Ria won Texas Pro in figure. Billy won his class at Texas Pro in amateur. Ryan won pretty much both his classes in bodybuilding and classic over in USA. And then Tom won his class at Two Bros, won his heavyweight class and narrowly missed out on winning the overall. So very successful weekend this weekend. 4 wins for the team, cleaning up. So super happy. Very, very intense morning as I had to set everyone's diets up for when they wake up. And set up their post-show plans. So definitely a busier one, but that's what I like to do. I was up nice and early, nice and productive, managed to get everything done. So the boys and girls pretty much had everything over before they woke up, which is what I always like to do. I think it's always nice when clients wake up and they've got their setups ready and they can crack on with their day. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put this away. I'm going to do my walk, then straight back home, pose, and then meal number one. Let's get it.
Measurement-wise is what I mean.
It might be like an extra 75 grams.
75 grams of protein, but like weighed out protein.
Yeah.
250 to 300. That's what.
And I think that.
Oh, breakfast time, guys and girls. I've just posed. 3 rounds of posing every single morning are going down now. So what I normally do is when I don't take my pictures, I will have Steve Weinberger watching. I'll actually have Steve Weinberger do the call outs, watching the Olympia pre-judging. And then generally what I do is I'll have Steve call the shots out and I don't move until he actually says the other pose. So any of you guys that are looking to practice your posing, if you go onto NPC News Online, you can actually find videos from various shows and Olympias where you do have live judging. And I don't think you can beat that when it comes to actually practicing your posing. Because essentially, whenever you do practice posing, you want to mimic exactly what you would do on stage, right? Now, in order for that to happen, you need to actually pose in the same way as you would in the call-outs, but also hold the poses until the judge tells you to hit another shot. And that's exactly what I generally like to do. Well, that was a gone off egg, so I just had to put that in the bin. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the best way to actually practice posing is through doing that, in my opinion. It gives you a little bit of almost like a real life stage experience, especially if you're a first time competitor and you haven't competed yet. I highly advise you do that, because if you just practice posing in a random fashion and it's not structured, it's just not the same, I promise you. It's very different on stage. And if you practice exactly like you are on stage, you'll have a much easier time when the show day comes around. And if you can do 3 rounds of posing pretty much without stopping, that's around 15 minutes of posing, which is what I generally do. Well, not completely without stopping, but it's around 3 rounds of posing that I like to go over and do. So that is generally what I like to put into practice, and that's generally how we roll. These eggs are not having a good time today. 2 eggs now that have been gone off. Jesus Christ. Well, not good. Anyway, guys, breakfast time. I'll show you meal number 1. And I've got some tea ready as well. Happy. Here we go. Meal number 1. 3 whole eggs, 50 grams of raw weight chicken, 125 rice, 75 veg, 100 grams of blueberries, a little bit of pineapple from my pre-workout meal. And I have added a bit of blueberries to my pre-workout meal. But anyway, this would normally be 100 blueberry, 3 whole eggs, 50 grams of raw weight chicken, 125 raw weight rice, 2 grams of salt, 10 grams of low calorie sauce. And then I've got all my health subs, Trade by JP, code KUBA10, you know the drill. Right, food time, guys. Meal number 1 going down. Let's get it. Now, I'm not sure if I really look forward to high days. I really don't, to be honest, because every time I have a high day, it almost feels like I'm having to slow down and take my foot off the gas. And for me in prep, that is a very, very hard thing to do. It's much harder for me to back off and do the high days than it is not doing them with the mindset that I get in. But that is also the mindset that can lead to not bringing the best package on stage. So you have to do both. Push when you need to and back off when you need to. Both are equally as important. Right, meal number 1 done, and I've got Meg's breakfast ready, which is sourdough bread that I actually pull apart and mix with egg whites. Put it in the pan. She's got 5 grams of ghee butter that's split between this and this. Now I'm going to flip this and put this on top and season it. So that's her meal number 1. That is generally absolutely delightful. Oh, nailed it. Look at this. And then what we do with this is we put the eggs on top. Oh, beautiful. And that's Meg's meal number 1. And she has some fruit with it as well. Boom. Let's talk a little bit about routine. Every meal gets consumed with no social media, no phone use. And then after each meal, when I've done my little chores, I do take a short little walk. If I have a lot more steps to do, I will do 5 minutes on the treadmill. If I have less to do, I will take a little short walk outside. And again, when I do take these walks, there is no phone use. That is my opportunity to mentally get ready for the next block of work ahead. And then when I get my office, the focus is so much greater, as I have very, very good ability to prioritize tasks, right? And I think that's something I lacked. And I think that's something a lot of people lack, is they try to do bits of work like in random places whilst they're doing other bits, and it just never works out. It's never really good quality. When it's work time, nothing else exists. So try to prioritize one task at one given time. And when you do take a little walk outside in nature, when it's beautiful like this, just appreciate everything around you. It'll make you feel better, but cognitively, you will feel a lot more switched on when it's business time. Food for thought. Anyway, a little bit of steps to do, then back in the office. I will show you my tea, show you my office setup, and talk a little bit about the clients this week, because it's been a massive, successful week. How's your breakfast? Yeah? Beautiful. I'm going to have a cup of tea with you, 5 minutes, and then it's work time. And we're going to watch Texas Pro Final recap, because we only got to watch the preview, didn't we? as it was bedtime. I agree. John looked great. We're back for meal number 2, guys. I have just boxed off quite a decent amount of work. Now, meal number 2, 125 chicken, 100 grams of veg, 125 rice, and 100 grams of pineapple. So today's protein amounts are very, very low. The main reason for that is carbohydrates are protein sparing. I have always pulled protein intake down significantly whenever doing high days or in peak week, or just generally when carbohydrates need to be pushed up. Now, this is not only going to improve digestion on those days, but I do believe that you fill up much better with lower protein intake because the gastric emptying is much quicker, and I do feel like your ability to absorb carbohydrates is higher when your digestion is better and you don't have a lot of protein slowing it down. So that's the reason for that. We've got some dash seasoning on top. We've got some low salt and salt. I do track my food on Chronometer as well. I highly advise you do so, guys. And my potassium to salt ratio is 1:1. Meg's is the same. She doesn't track it. I track it for her. Lucky girl, right? So I'm going to eat this now. I've got my magnesium in my drink. I've had my Digest Pharma Pro. I've had my Ensure, and I've had my Omega Pharma Pro. It's now 20 to 10, so I'm 5 minutes behind. Time to eat this now. I'll take a short little walk up the lane and then back to work. And then we've got a lecture to do on reverse dieting at 10:30. So I might show you a little bit of that as well. Intra workouts are ready. We've got 30 grams performance fuel, 10 grams of creatine in my pre and intra, 5 grams of glutamine in my intra workout, 20 grams of MPS max in my post workout, and then 23 grams of pumpage in my pre, and 3 glorious shots of coffee from our coffee machine from our lovely parents-in-law. Well, Meg's mum and dad, who are fucking epic. Now, I also have 2 caps of magnesium in my pre, in my intra, and 3 caps of magnesium in my post-workout. So my total daily intake of magnesium is 2,500 milligrams of elemental magnesium per day. And the difference in my energy levels, my sleep, my recovery off the back of using that has been huge, especially my deep sleep, and my ability to fall to sleep even in prep now is great. Sometimes I do wake up in the night, but that's just normal prep vibes, but it definitely is helping a lot. So if you're not taking magnesium, you definitely should be. A minimum is 10 milligrams of elemental magnesium per kilogram of body weight if you need a solid reference point. Now, if you need any from JM code KUBA10 is the code. You know the drill. Now, I'm going to take a small little walk now up the lane, and then it will be time for our lecture in 20 minutes. Meg's going to be leading the lecture. I will listen in and give her support if she needs it. But she's nailed this one. I've read it and I'm very happy with it. I'm looking forward to seeing how she expands on each point now when we go over the lecture for our mentees and clients. I've actually got it muted, so happy days. But very, very good call so far. Both myself and Meg have covered a lot in detail. So a lot of value in this one when it comes to reverse dieting. Ins and outs on hormone function, how to recover hormones, what to do and what not to do with the mistakes that we have made personally, and what we have seen with health outcomes, blood work, etc. Big deep dive. And of course, a lot of personal experience, both myself and Meg. Oh, we're back for pre-workout meal, guys and girls. 130 grams of rice, 30 grams of whey isolate, 20 grams of honey, 20 grams of dates, 50 grams of pineapple, and some leftover blueberries from meal 1. I like to split my pineapple and blueberries between our pre and post. Between our pre and meal one, just because I do like blueberries and I'm on a limited amount at the moment. In the off season, I do bring up the fruit even more. But in prep, we cannot have as much freedom, can we? We have to have somewhat restricted calories. And that includes the fruit, unfortunately. As fruit is not calorie-free, guys. Remember that. Some clients actually thought that fruit was unlimited and was overdoing it in prep. So it definitely wasn't the best. Anyway, let me show you my pre-workout meal. This is how it's looking. We've got sticky rice and a little bit of cream of rice. When I do high days, I actually do less cream of rice, just so there's less volume. This is pretty much, pardon me, this is pretty much 70 grams, actually 80 grams of rice, and then 50 grams of cream of rice. That way, just a little bit less volume and less sweetener as well, which when I do eat higher food, I definitely think makes a big difference. So I'm not saying sweeteners are bad, but I always want to make sure that my midsection stays super tight when I eat more food. So I do find ways to have volume somewhat less. This is the second spoon for weighing out the honey. The easiest way, best way to weigh out honey, almond butter. Put it on a scale, press start, scoop it out, and get an exact amount. I have seen so many people on YouTube weigh out the peanut butter, and then lick the spoon with like an extra 10 grams. No bueno. Anyway, time to eat my meal. And I'll see you on the way to the gym. Gym time, guys. We have arrived at 1 o'clock. So in 5 minutes, I shall be getting going. Smeg, feeling good? Feeling up for it? Happy days. Mark isn't here now, so it's just me and Meg. She has volunteered to be with me, stay with me on all the sessions, which I very much enjoy. She understands the process a lot. So she knows when to speak, she knows when not to speak, apart from last night, she was getting on my tit big time. But she definitely helps out a lot within the process. 100%. Today's session, 3 sets of single leg curl, 2 sets of leg extension, 2 sets of calf press, 2 sets of leg press, 1 set of RDL. Before the session, as always, I will do a couple of sets of planks, a little bit of hanging stretch for grip and shoulder health. Post session, same again. And post session, I will likely do 3 rounds of posing to Old Steve, which Meg hates because she hears that music every morning. Yeah, she doesn't like it.
I don't mind him talking.
Yeah. The music, the background music from the show. And it's actually the Olympia, it's 22 Olympia, which we both went to see. And I turned around to Meg and said, are we going to go next year? She went, no. The next time I go, I will be competing. And make that happen in 2024. And she got top 15 on the 60th anniversary in one of the most stacked lineups in figure we have ever seen. And last year for Sydney Gillen as well, which is the GOAT. Anyway, I am definitely ready to go. So now, at this point, anyone that sees me in the gym, I always walk in and get straight to it. And then Meg kind of catches up because it takes me like 5-10 minutes to do my bits anyway. And she's always a little bit more efficient. She does like 2 sets of heel elevated squats and she's ready to go. So I'm looking forward to this session. Every session so far has been amazing and it will continue to be, as training is definitely a highlight of our day. It's time not only we spend together, right? But it's our time to do what we very much love and always have done. Protect your space and energy, guys, when you are in the gym. A lot of people go in the gym, they're sat, mess around on the phone. I could not think of anything worse than going on my phone, going to any messages or Instagram when I'm in the gym. It's not just when you're competing though. It's like yeah, oh yeah. Now there's an exception when clients are competing, then we are on his phones, yes, but that's the only time really. That's the only exception. Yeah, I mean phones are there to be used as a tool, but other than that, this is our 2 hours now without them, and something I've actually done for many years now. And the training sessions ever since then have always been superb, no matter what, haven't they? And I think that definitely plays a big role of it. I did, yeah. And then I said to myself, hold on a minute. Every time I'm not on my phone, my session's always better. And ever since, I have not had a single bad session. Food for thought. Protect what you love. Not just the training, the people, your passions, and everything else you do. Well, anything to say? Let's get it. Game time. I'll probably show you a couple of sets today, the main stuff. Probably won't be a full session, as I want to show you more a high day and a day in the life. And I'll keep the vlogs coming if you like them. Session done and wrapped up. Absolutely awesome session. Hard, but that's what we like. As you can see, my face is sunken in substantially more than it was before the session. Full session complete and 3 rounds of posing completed straight after in the sauna / posing room upstairs. Posing is definitely feel a lot more comfortable. I have just been drilling the basics because that is what it's all about. The better you are at the basics, the easier it will be to present. And that's what I want to show this year. I want to show a great package with professional presentation. And I'm certain I will be able to do that, especially now with a lot more posing rounds going in. It's going to be the one. Now, post-workout meal, guys. We've got 125 grams of cod, raw weight. We've got, actually, 150, 125. I have to double check, but I think it's 150. 150 raw weight cod, 80 grams of rice. Then we've got 100 grams of cream of rice with 100 grams of blueberries. So that is the post-workout meal. That's the cream of rice. This is my cod and rice. And this is how it's looking. We've got vanilla mixed with a hint of white chocolate coconut, which is just tremendous. And we've got the blueberries on top. I did forget to put my cinnamon on, so I am gutted, but anyway, it's still going to be tremendous. And this will digest super fast, ready for meal number 5 in about an hour and 40 minutes. Super simple, but super tasty. I do like fish. We'll see you guys at home. I'm going to eat this. I might put a little bit of YouTube on and then head home. Should I get the microphone? It's just on the back. Okay, we're back home now. I've just had a bath, red hot bath, so I actually feel really good, although it took me a little while to cool down. Anyway, meal number 5, 100 grams of rice, 75 veg, 100 grams of wild salmon, 50 grams of prawns. Then we've got my Digest Pharma Pro, 1 caffeine short and 2 Omega Pharma Pro. And I do have 2 caps of magnesium in here as well that I'm going to drink with a little bit of join in after the meal. So that's going down the hatch. Now I'm going to eat this. Then I will watch a little bit of YouTube. And I will complete my final walk for the day, which is just going to be a little stroll up the lane. And then it'll be time to chill and give you a recap of today. Now we're back in a very familiar scene. We're back on my lane of walking. And this is how it looks. It's just a little back lane. Some trees, a little bit of greenery, which is always pretty nice. I have definitely come to realize bodybuilding gives you the ability to appreciate the finer things in life. And I do think that the hard part of bodybuilding, the discipline and self-control it requires, allows you to see things clearly, with being able to appreciate your life and appreciate the position that you find yourself in. And for me, that is definitely understanding that I am very fortunate to do what I love, and it makes me appreciate. Last meal of the day, guys, of the high day. 150 grams of rice, 30 grams of whey isolate, 200 grams of fruit, and 10 grams of almond butter, 10 grams of powdered almond butter. Now, this meal digests super easy. I've got the chocolate orange cream of rice from Chen by JP and pistachio whey isolate mixed inside it. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a divine concoction. Mixture of fruit, we've got apple, raspberries, blueberries, and that ticks all the boxes. I'm gonna have some blackberries in there as well. But it ticks all the boxes when it comes to even improving digestion and bowel movements, especially apple. Skin the apple is actually really good for digestion. Top tip, guys. So I've got my full range of house subs here as well. So I'm going to eat this, get this down the hatch, and head to bed. And then I'll give you an update in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. Day after tomorrow, the refeed. And we have actually dropped 2 pounds. And the look is definitely much tighter. And generally, after I've trained legs, normally, as Meg would say, you look washed over. Today, I definitely do not look washed over in any way, shape or form. So today, more than likely, will be another high day. But the vlog is finished for the day, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Training performance was great. Overall, the day was fantastic. I feel like my body's in a good spot. It's definitely very responsive. And like I was saying, my evening walk before my battery died, definitely a lot to be grateful for and a lot to think about when you put things into perspective on having the ability to do what you're passionate about with the people that are on the same mission as you, which is always great. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you again in the next vlog.